What makes Japan so unique? What makes Japan unique? Find out with us in this short video. Hi, we're Brilliant Corner, and we produce short, snappy content for you on a wide array of topics. Join us for this look at one of the world's most fascinating countries. So what makes Japan so special? On the face of it, there are so many things about Japan that contrast with our own societies. Yet, we can see similarities too. There are just so many standout features of the country that make it totally one of a kind. We're going to look at just a tiny few of those right now. Number 1. Culture. You might have heard this many times before, but one of the most amazing things that makes Japan such a unique country is how it can mix its ancient history and traditions with its incredible modernization. Japan's history goes back millennia. From an island nation with limited contact with other lands evolved a unique culture that has largely survived. Japan's architecture, art, religious practice, crafts, and other social traditions are not just unique to the country, but truly notable from how different they are from the nearest nation. Even though the country is one of the most advanced industrial economies in the world and the world's largest economy, having gone through the most phenomenal economic growth after World War II, it successfully retained much of its tradition. This is a testament to the character of the Japanese people and the value they give their cultural heritage. You can be walking in the streets of Tokyo and find ancient monuments or temples that have existed in the cities for centuries, alongside the newest technology existing today. You are able to explore the magnificent landscapes using the most modern transport infrastructure in existence. Transport that would put most Western nations to shame. Also, its worldwide known pop culture, including manga, anime, and video games, are uniquely Japanese and demonstrate the country's cultural reach has not stagnated in any way, but has evolved and utilized technology to reach into almost every household in the world. It's something that definitely only Japan can offer. No other country contains the same characteristics. Culture is a very broad term, so let's unpack a few things that make the Japanese, well, Japanese. Part of Japanese culture is the convention of greeting each other. For instance, bowing is hardwired to the Japanese culture. You'll often see them bow not once, but thrice. In Japanese, being polite is often referred to as reige tadashi. In modern Japan, apart from greeting, thanking, or apologizing to someone, bowing is also used to convey emotions such as respect, appreciation, or even remorsefulness. The depth of your bow and the length of time you hold your bow for define the message you're trying to convey. The Japanese are also some of the most productive workers on the planet. Despite the Japanese economy having stagnated for the past 30 years, this is put down to government monetary policy and is in no reflection on the productiveness of the average Japanese worker. The Japanese put in the longest hours at work of any nation, much to the detriment of their health sometimes. Being hardworking is one thing, but the Japanese go to any extent to honor any task they undertake, especially if it's related to the work. The word karoshi is often used to describe their attitude towards work, which means death by overwork. It is normal to see the Japanese work for far longer than what is officially expected from them. So much so that taking a nap in the office or even on the street is a regular occurrence and one that is culturally accepted. Although this may not necessarily be healthy, it is considered rude in Japan if you leave at an official time. Workers are also expected to curry favor with the boss after leaving the office, and often drink in bars for hours after leaving late, returning home at unearthly hours. A lot of them hardly end up taking days off. The Japanese workforce put in almost 200 to 400 hours more than people in countries such as Germany and France. As a result, 17% of them end up losing their yearly paid vacations completely because they don't utilize them. Number 2, food. Undoubtedly, one of the best points about Japan is the unique, healthy, nutritious, delicious, and impeccably presented food. The pride the Japanese take in whatever they do translates into some of the most unique and taste bud titillating, mouth-watering delicacies you may ever see. ramen, sushi, udon, yakiniku, okonomiyaki, takoyaki, and many more. The food is amazing. And the best part is that depending on where you go, it will always have a different taste. Many regions in Japan have their own style of cuisine and a plate that they're known for, which only makes more interesting. Another thing that is great is that you don't have to spend a fortune on these foods. Most restaurants will cost between $5 and $10 for one meal. Quite affordable, even for a backpacker on a budget. So if you come to Japan, don't forget to try as much food as you can. The Japanese held on to natural rice as one of their staple foods as it beats less filling, less nutritious, calorie-heavy, unhealthier choices like bread. They mix their rice with other foods such as fish and other seafood, veggies, fermented foods, and fruits, and eat frequently. Not only does eating this way help prevent them from binging on processed foods that contain more calories per bite, it also eliminates high glycemic spikes that white rice is often demonized for. Also, a seafood in their diet helps maintain a healthy balance of omega-3 to omega-6, which help keeps the onset of chronic inflammatory diseases at bay. The Japanese live an active lifestyle from childhood. According to the World Health Organization, more than 98% of Japanese children walk or bike to school. This statistic only proves that Japanese children probably get in the recommended 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity just by going to school and back. Additionally, the Japanese walk everywhere between 3 to 5 kilometers, as using automobiles are either seen as a luxury or a hobby. All this healthy living must have some bearing on Japanese life expectancy. The country has the second highest life expectancy of any nation on earth, second only behind Hong Kong. The average life expectancy for men is over 81 and over 87 for women. If you're enjoying this video, give us a like and a subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. Number 3. Efficiency. More than any other country in the world, Japan is a case study in the triumphs of human engineering. Every Japanese manufacturer prides itself on energy-efficient and zero landfill waste policies. Decades after coming into use, the bullet trains are still marveled at by most other nations, who don't seem to have the wherewithal to build any themselves. The train and subway stations are models of precision and the application of information technology. Toyota's Satsumi Auto Plant, where the Prius is made, churns out 400,000 vehicles per year. It's clean, bright, full of erector-set conveyor belts, and thinly staffed. The welding shop is a mass of robots extending their arms, moving large pieces of metal and blasting them with shots of heat. Similarly, everything works so smoothly in terms of public transportation. Buses, trains, bullet trains, everything really serves travelers with speed, safety, reliability, and punctuality. The average rate of delays is well under 1 second. Now that's something that you can't really experience anywhere else. Everything tends to be so safe, and if there is a rare case of disturbance, police officers are always available to help. Japan leads the world in transport safety and efficiency, and the efficiency doesn't just apply to the transport system. The Japanese economy is geared to making life easier for consumers. It's very much a market-driven force to constantly make people's lives much easier. Convenience stores, discount stores, and many other things respond incredibly quickly to the latest trends and push the latest labor-saving products. Convenience stores, for example, have anything you might need in the moment. If you forget something or just want something simple, you are able to find it, you are able to get it at the closest convenience stores. They really live up to their name also, since you can find them anywhere. And yet, older Japanese culture persists and efficiencies are everywhere to see. There are a large number of people whose jobs seem to be standing around and calling out greetings and gesturing the way to enter stores, restaurants, hotels, and office buildings. Walk into a hotel and a swarm of bellmen and desk clerks spring into action. At department stores, women stand by the elevators, pushing the call button. Parking garages in Tokyo feature a uniformed parking attendants who call out greetings and farewells. Everywhere you go, there seem to be human redundancies. People spending valuable time doing things that don't need to be done or that could easily be done by one single person. If you're a business person visiting a company or a government agency in the United States, and you're likely to get key data and presentations on memory sticks or CDs. In Japan, it's still accustomed to bury you in paper, laboriously printed out and handed out with great ceremony. A lot of human efficiencies have to do with Japan's high regard for the politeness and good manners that we mentioned earlier. Social and business transactions take time because of the need for extensive greetings and farewells. Technology here seems to be for moving people, goods, and information, not for completing human transactions. There's a dignity to low-level service jobs in Japan. It could be that the inefficiencies have something to do with the society's desire for full employment. Japan would prefer to have its citizens in make-work jobs than not working at all. You can't say that for a lot of market-driven economies. That's all for now. Please leave us a comment below to let us know what you think of this video and to help us improve our content. Hope you join us for our next offering.